Well, all due respect to Puffy, you got to realize one thing. He didn't start off like that. I'm quite sure somebody taught him that, and that's more deep in the industry. You guys who got involved with a lot of people who was their mentors, instead of having a guy to mentor your own father, they was having these guys they mentored. And when that happens in the industry, it was done to them, they do to the next person. So I felt that Puffy was a regular, normal guy. And then when he started hanging with the guys in the industry, they did things to him, and then allegedly he did things to Usher. It goes on and on. But we got to stop this pointing the finger at the person who gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Where did it start from? But see, people don't want to touch on those angles if it started being the major executives who run these labels. So you guys want to speak on the people who got thrown under the bus, the sacrifice lamb.
Okay, well, that's actually very insightful for you to give that perspective. So if you did to Usher or what Diddy did to Bieber, that we've seen these videos, not necessarily what he did, but the stories where he's living with them at 13. If he was their mentor, who was Diddy's mentor? We know some of the big names. I'm just curious if you have any names. You don't seem like somebody...
well, for number one was Clyde Davis. And you got to understand one thing. If Death Row, when I started Death Row, you got to remember one thing. I didn't have no co-founder, nobody else. So I started that company on my own and grabbed Dr. Dre. At the end of the day, it was like this. When you have, say Universal is one big company. Doug Morris is the man at the time. Jimmy Iovine's in. If Doug Morris give Puffy a deal worth a whole lot of money, and the album didn't recoup, otherwise basically like flop didn't recoup, they're not going to give you no new money if they don't recoup the old money. But Puffy was able to go to the same umbrella and go to Jimmy and get just much, even bigger check that Doug gave him, even though it have not recouped. Only certain people can get these type of favors. Now, in my situation, I didn't do anything to lose my company. I didn't do anything illegal to get my company taken away from me. They was able to commit fraud for my company, but it ends up to the hands of people who want to buy my company for $500 million, $700 million. I kept saying no, and then turn around, they can get block everybody and end up getting it for what, 20 or 30 million, which is crazy. If you add all that type of stuff up, and you'll see how the industry been built on the secret rooms. The people who don't participate in the secret room is the people who later on get burnt. The people who participate in those rooms, they continue to grow. Even when they get caught, they're not really caught. Because obviously, Puffy knew they was coming to the raid. The security wasn't there. He used to have like 4, 6 Muslim guys doing security. They wasn't there. A lot of people weren't there. How do people know all these things? It wasn't just a coincidence. You know? So it's easy to point the finger, but let's look at the whole thing, talk about somewhere you're going to educate everybody to help everybody.
We're talking about Clive Davis and some of these music executives that taught maybe somebody like a Diddy and others. Is Diddy at a level of being untouchable where he's protected, or is Diddy a target that they'll eventually put all the blame on him and make sure they get away with it free?
I mean, he's definitely going to be the black motherfucker holding the bag. Because you gotta realize one thing. That boy's life is dangerous. And his life isn't, and he's just not dangerous with the shit they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He know too much. One thing you got to realize is he probably having a conversation right now with the higher-ups and everybody else to figure out how it's going to work itself out, because he know all the secrets. And if he get to running his mouth, I look at it like the most important thing is the industry need to be built over. You have all these executives because somebody was their father, their grandfather, or all these type of stuff, and they don't give people the opportunity to grow and learn. I know when I first started in this business, it wasn't a machine. I had to be the machine. I had to figure out how to get my songs on the radio. Because at that time, they was getting 5%, and they got 10%. They was popping champagne bottles. I went from 95% of the songs you hear on the radio was my songs into 97%. So you had to really do all this thing and really do the work. And once the work was known that it could be done, and I was generating the type of money for the people I was involved.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And what you can help people understand about these allegations that Diddy is facing and what you believe he's facing on the inside. Now, what's most interesting to me is that you seem to see Diddy as kind of an Epstein kind of figure. That Jeffrey Epstein, that a lot of people know what Diddy was about, and they were about the same thing, and that's why they're quiet. That's why J-Lo and Ben Affleck got divorced, because of videos that he has of her that now they know about. Where is this coming from with you? What do you believe about the people around Diddy and what everybody knows?
Well, first of all, you got to start with the top. You're starting with the top. Why David, Russell Simmons, Andre Arrea, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, get an allegation from him, same thing, it went away. You take Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal and Interscope, said, you know what? We can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. Your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Keep going,
They
Shane.
speak about what they speak about what they see. Now I was told that I can't do business there because of that. Now Doug Morris gave Puffy the deal for millions of dollars. It flopped. Jimmy and friends, and they're under the same umbrella of Universal. Then we turned around and gave him a deal, and it flopped. Same time, it was a young lady by the name of Capricorn. Puffy beat the shit out of her.
Oh.
I shouldn't say that because I'm trying to protect her image. But he beat the shit out of her and Cassie.
But you know that for a fact?
To him, you should never do to a woman.
You know that for a fact that this woman Capricorn was assaulted by Puffy?
Do you know that for no? Not only do we know for a fact, Jimmy, Security, and Puffy pulled up on Capricorn and started telling her that she gotta settle with him, she gotta take this money, she gotta do this deal. And whooping her ass and doing all the shit they took her to. And guess what? She settled, she took the money, and the money they cut from Puffy, and they cut from Jimmy, came from Interscope and Universal. They paid her to her like she was getting a paycheck for working there. And then they made the girl, I think she had to pay taxes on it.
Oh,
That's
probably.
even more crazy. So when you look at all these things and everybody want to say Puffy, 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 don't get me wrong. Yeah, Puffy's stuck in this shit, and even if you wipe the shit off his shoe, it still stinks. But he's not the only one. They got all the tapes. So they used to have a thing in the industry, right? The sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher. I don't think this is Justin Bieber. I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody know comedy. So at the same time, they have a joke. They never played the joke. Me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'd go back there and they'd be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we haven't did the test. Well, dude said, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offense if it hurts somebody. I said, well, whatever it is, I probably would take it offense if it was Frank Wilkie to ask what. You know, that was me in those days. They used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. If you take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, they have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it up their ass. The egg break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in. This is Hollywood. So everybody want to go act like they don't.
This is how I've always been for 25 years, okay? I don't know. I only know what they show. I don't want to hear what they have in their indictment like that's the whole story. It's the lowest burden of proof we have in our criminal justice system. Then Trump came in, started attacking all the institutions, and all of a sudden we were defending them. I don't want to be defending the FBI, okay? That's their job. Let's see what they know. It may sound right to you. I have no clue. I will not know until they show it. And Garagos was right. He's wrong about Suge Knight not being able to know what's happening because he's on the inside. I agree. But none of what he said is in this indictment. And that matters also. We got time for one more?
What? Puck was real smart. So before he say something, he'll go and do his homework. He'll say, okay, this guy right here, they say he gay, he go both ways. I'm not gonna put it out there on him yet, but I'm gonna do my research. And if it's true, the world should know. Because this guy might be around one of those little kids one day and mess around with them. And, you know, so I'm gonna do it too.
So rumors are going around that Tupac was planning to expose Diddy for being on the DL and getting inappropriate with his young proteges after a video of Suge Knight resurfaced where Suge claimed that Pac was worried a certain producer could harm kids. Now, this isn't the first time we're hearing about these types of allegations about Diddy, and the internet previously called him out over his questionable behavior around Usher and Justin Bieber when they were just teenagers. But did Pac suspect that Diddy was allegedly doing something inappropriate with boys and young men? And is this the reason Pac and Diddy fell out? Let's break it down.
And you got a boyfriend that works for you, a real boyfriend who used to be a dancer, so I'm gonna do it too. Actually, save him from a little child. That's why Pac attacked certain rappers and said they gay.
Diddy is still trending following the arrest of his former associate, Keefe D, for his involvement in the murder of Tupac Shakur, and social media is buzzing with conspiracy theories about Diddy's connection to the case. And the latest theory to gain traction online claims that Tupac knew something about Diddy's alleged inappropriate behavior around young male artists. As you probably know, disturbing rumors recently started spreading online, claiming that Diddy allegedly did some questionable things to his young music proteges, Usher and Justin Bieber. And now an interview with Tupac's label boss, Suge Knight, resurfaced, in which Suge seemingly hinted that Pac wanted to expose Diddy's inappropriate behavior. These stories about Diddy have been circulating for a long time, and Jaguar Wright recently claimed that a former bad boy lawyer told her she once walked in on Diddy and R&B singer Christopher Williams.
She witnessed something. She witnessed something that was disturbing to her. But what was really disturbing to her was the conversation that she had with Diddy after. See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork. See. And, when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
Jaguar also hinted that this is all about power and control, and Diddy allegedly enjoys making straight men do whatever he asks them to.
He said, I'll do whatever I want to do in my building. And I just don't know, he was like, it's power, see. I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my, I can make people do anything for money. That's what you said, Puff, about Christopher Williams sucking it for a demo deal, and you cut him a check.
Jaguar also mentioned that viral interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy, and Usher, and she pointed out that a lot of people missed one important detail in this interview.
You was in a hotel room, and you had a dildo in the bed, and everybody was trying to skip past that part, and you just had a dildo in the bed. What was you using it for? Who was you using it on? Was you using it on yourself? Did somebody else use it on you? Why are you doing videos in hotel rooms with dildos and men? Only men present. Because you're a sodomite, that's why. Like, I don't know if every man that's had a sexual dealing with you, if it's been consensual.
Now, in this interview that Jaguar's talking about, Diddy made some very problematic comments about Usher, claiming that he and Usher used to wake up together and wrestle when Usher was 10. And keep in mind that Diddy is almost a decade older than Usher.
When we used to wake up and, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get them earlier than me. And now he's one of the richest songs in the world. And
By the way, it's no secret that Usher used to live with Diddy when he was a teenager. Usher himself admitted that L.A. Reid sent him to Puffy's flavor camp when he was just 13 or 14. However, since Diddy said in that interview he used to wake up with 10-year-old Usher, it definitely raises some questions about when exactly Diddy met Usher and why they were sleeping under the same roof when Usher was 10.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?